What's happening, people? Welcome to the Flex and Rants show. We are back here again after another win, especially bouncing back after the Burnley game. But yeah, man, we had to win that against Leicester.
Bro, we got the W, innit? That's all that matters. That was one of them games where, like, we knew that the Woolwich Rankers were down the road at the council house, blood, and they were going to get served in it. So we just needed to do what we needed to do, bruv, and we did it. So, like, as I said, it wasn't about the performance. It was only about the 3 points, blood.
That's what and you know what? That's kind of, because we're at the real business end of the season, we want to see us obviously playing the right way, which I think we obviously are, because we're playing attacking football and scoring goals, but we're not always going to win 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, 5-1, whatever it is. Sometimes you have to just score your goal and then just make sure you don't concede and you win the game.
I don't even care about that, because the thing is, yeah, like, we're not going to be playing the champagne football every game.
Can't do that.
But when it's not about only winning games when you're playing well, bruv, because that's what teams like Liverpool do. Like, they win teams when they're playing well, they win games. But can you grind out the 1-0s, bruv? Do you know what I mean? Like the 1-1 against Leicester.
That proves it right there.
You see what I'm saying? That 1-1, when you're not really on song, like, can you still get the 2-1? Like, that's what wins you. That's what wins you championships. That's what brings you up the table. That's what closes gaps, bro.
And that's what made our game even difficult as well. The fact that Leicester did go to Liverpool and get a result, because they would have come there, and their record against the top 6 though is good, especially at their place. They've beaten City, they've beaten Chelsea. You know, and it's a tough game. So they were confident after getting a draw at Anfield as well. That
is why I appreciated that game and appreciated that performance. And anyone that saw my match review, the first thing I said was, bro, I'm happy. Like, I don't care. It wasn't the best game to watch, yeah, but you got to understand, like, I said before the game, I was like, this is a big game. Arsenal fans are trying to bust stroke. I was like, when's the last time you won the league? Because, you know, the ones there, because these men are won the league, like, recent. Like, you can't be laughing at them. Obviously, I called it the Walker's Crisp No Power Stadium, yeah, because, like, it is where it is. But all banter aside, you have to respect Leicester, because against the big teams, them man don't get rolled over.
You have to respect Leicester for a lot of reasons. They don't get rolled over. They've won the league, more recent than us, which was what they were singing.
And sold their best players from that league, and they still are not getting rolled over.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I was speaking to a lot of Leicester fans, and they were even saying a lot of them do want Powell out because of the type of football. But that's how, you know, how well they've done recently to say that this is not good enough for us. And obviously the club's been through a lot this season and whatnot as well. But yeah, I was most impressed, like you said, with what you were saying, the fact that we managed to get the 3 points. I have to talk about Rashford first off, because the first 5 minutes of the game, Luke Shaw put one on his head, where Luke Shaw gets criticised for not. Yeah, exactly.
That's the best cross
and he should have had an assist for that. And Rashford really should have scored that. And I'm just thinking, flipping it, man. You had to score that. Don't be one of these games where your confidence goes down. Straight again, though. Next chance, one touch, bang.
But I don't think Rashford's not a confidence player, though. That's what I've noticed about Rashi, bro. Even when he's not playing well, he'll take a shot that he has no right to take. He's just an instinctive player. And I said, what I said on my channel was about Rashford. Rashford makes the hard things look easy and the easy things look hard, bro. Because the last thing you want to give Marcus Rashford is time, because he looks horrible. If you give him a one-on-one and he's got 3 or 4 touches before the goalkeeper, no. You see how he took his goal? 1 touch finish. He's instinctive. That's what he is. When he's got too much time, he lacks the composure in it. But that will come given time in it. That's why I don't get on Rashi's back as much, because I come to expect that he's gonna miss an easy chance, bro. But then he'll score the hard one. You know what I mean? My problem with other players like Rom is that he'll miss the easy chances, and then the hard chances aren't even chances to him because he's not good enough. You know them ones. Like, bro, has man ever scored from outside the box? I don't know. But Rashford will just wrap one top bin from 25, and you think, raw. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll forgive the tapping that you missed because man's rapping 25-yarders.
And he will just keep going again. And more importantly, when he's not scoring goals, he is contributing to the cause. He is affecting the game positively. So that is the main thing for me. And like I said, what I like I said, clean sheet. You're looking at the back 4 there. I don't think Ash Young had his greatest game. Lost the ball quite a lot.
Blood. Like, I was very
misplacing crosses. He had a terrible game. Luke Shaw did okay, but Lindelof and Bailly, man, like,
them two,
we'll talk about them later in the show, but just as collectively to keep a clean sheet though with those two there. De Gea made a couple of saves. But another thing I would say about the Leicester game is there was never really an air of complete uncomfortableness where I felt like Leicester were bashing down the door and they were definitely going to score. Do you know what I mean? All the shots were at De Gea. They had a lot of chances, but they weren't made on.
I remember him really making one save.
Two. The one from Vardy where he kind of spilled it and had to grab it, but it's right at him.
That was pretty much
and
right
then the free kick one.
The only thing that made Vardy's one hard was because of how close it was. Do you know what I mean? But it was down his throat, innit? It was only the one that he tipped over. Well, I thought, yeah, cool, like he's earned his corn. But other than that, like, it was a game that neither side really tested the goalkeeper. Like, it was pretty much all the football was just played in between both 18-yard boxes. That's all it was. And I thought we didn't keep the ball well, but I always thought that even if they did score, we could get another one, bro. I always thought there was a gear or two that we could have gone up because we didn't really get going.
No, we didn't. I think apart from the first 10 minutes where we had the two good chances and obviously one was a goal, I was expecting us to kind of just kick on there and think, wow, we're in for 2s and 3s now. Let's go, guys. Let's keep the intensity. And we just fell off from there. But we kept our shape. We were very organised defensively as well. We tried to counter. Because we did have moments to kind of wrap the game up. As Leicester got more desperate, there was more spaces. They put the fridge Maguire up front. And he starts trying to look for knockdowns. Which is the same pattern that happened last year when we went there, when we were 2-1 up for ages. And Lukaku had the chance to score. I think Martial we had chances to wrap it up and make it 3-1, and we didn't. And then we got punished in the last minute. So I like the fact that history didn't repeat itself there.
Yeah, but we look solid, bro. Like, defensively, we're defending as a unit now. Do you know what I mean? Apart from the block, Luke Shaw and Bailly threw their bodies on the line for that block. Other than that, I don't remember any last-ditch defending. I thought Lindelof, bruv, the Iceman, bruv, and the Elephant, bruv. I'm telling you, Eric Bailly, blood, and the Viking are just marshalling it at the back. Like, for me, like, someone was saying to me, boy, if they strike up a partnership, like, what do we do in the summer? Because for me, if they're both on top form, neither of them are bench players. Like, they're both good enough to start if they're on top form, bro. So it's a hard one. Do you know what I mean? Because someone said to me, Harry Maguire had a good game, would you take him? But for me, if he's on top form, he's not better than them two. I wouldn't say he's an upgrade.
No, he's not.
Do you know what I mean?
Level par if he's playing
on
well,
par,
maybe.
Or maybe just slightly not as good because he's not better than Victor.
Well, you know what? You've gone on to what was one of the questions. Was going to wait to the comment section, but because you've gone into it and actually, literally, it's funny that you've just started talking about that.
Yeah.
You lot, we had loads of questions, over 80. So we obviously can't go through all of them. So thank you everyone for doing that. But this one is from MUFC_Ali_Chris. He says, if Iceman and Bailly perform like that, like they are doing, do we really need to invest in a really expensive centre back? Yeah, and it's a good question.
No, we don't. If they're both playing like that, do you know what I mean? And Bailly can stay fit. No, you don't, innit? Because the thing is, even if you got like a Maguire or whatever, man's on par with these. Like, you can't justify. The only time you can justify bringing in a top centre back is if you're bringing in someone that's certified and is gonna have such a big impact, and you definitely know man's gonna change things. You don't bring in. For me, Maguire is like, cool, we've just upgraded on Jones or Smalling.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
no,
which
like,
that is what that is.
Yeah, that doesn't make no sense. That's like when man are saying, oh yeah, Jesse's not a starting player, and I agree. But if we're going to bring in a right winger, we can't bring in a right winger that's going to be a squad player like him. We need to bring in someone that is world class. So that means there's no doubt, like, man's on the bench. It can't be, like, it's touch and go. No.
For me, the only problem I have, which is all we can go off is by his injuries.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I would like to put faith in that partnership and let it build, because then I do agree that we don't need it. What we would need to do is clear the dead wood.
He hasn't shown he can
so we
play
need
3
to
games in a row
exactly. So we'd have to clear out Jones because he's just not good enough. For me, I think clear out Rojo only because, again, injuries. We can't rely on him. And Smalling's been here quite a long time. You could argue that maybe you can move him on, but as a backup centre-half, I don't really mind him.
Gotta stay.
But if you get rid of Jones and you get rid of Rojo, you need another centre-half anyway.
Yes.
So for me, the jury's still out as to whether Bailly can keep fit. I want him to. I think he's a fantastic centre-half.
He's fit.
But if he's fit. So for me, I would still go and invest in a centre-half.
So would I.
But what you're saying, though, they need to be minimum on par, if not the guy.
I think they have to come in as a first choice centre back. Or else what's
and
the point
then Bailly can rotate with his injuries or something like that. Because I just think with the injuries he's had, he's kind of proven already in the 3 years since he's been here, you can't 100% rely on him. So I'd rather go and get.
Because it's just like City, when they had Company, bruv. They had one of the best centre-backs in the league. But what's the point if you've only got him one in 3 or
look how many centre-backs they've had in and around him because of that reason.
Yep,
so
that's
it's
why.
A very similar situation.
Yeah, so we need to get someone that's young, top quality, and can stay fit, bro. Like, them 3 things are they're very important. And, you know what I mean? Harry Maguire is a good centre-half, bruv. He's British. And as far as I've seen, he's not had any injury problems. He's a fit lad, innit? And he's a good footballing centre-half. Him and Lindelof are both ball players, innit? So, like, it's one of them ones where I would bring him in, but only because I question Bailly's fitness, not quality.
Not his quality, And unfortunately, we need players who are going to be there week in, week out. And hopefully Bailly can put that behind him and get a run now to the end of the season at least. game in, game out, and they could strike a partnership. Because Victor Lindelof, people keep saying it as well, like, them two are easily, they've got the Rio Vidic thing about them, haven't they? They've got the crazy guy in Bailly, who's the Vidic, who will put his head in tackles, do acrobatic
50-mile-per-hour shot with his head.
What did that look like on the TV? Because where I was standing, like
he blocked it with his head.
And then he tried to do one of them, you know, when The Rock got knocked down in WWE, and he does that little flip up. He tried to do that little get up, and then even he thought, I got up too quick.
He could have like shouldered it. He could have jumped and tried to knee it or something. The guy just took it right in the face. Boom. No, zero fucks, blood. Yeah. Like, that is what you need. And
then you got Lindelof, who can play with both feet, pass out the back, bring the ball, carry. That was the Rio Ferdinand-esque. Like, it's there, innit?
Yeah, we've got the perfect combination.
Each other,
and they're both quick. Bailly's rapid, yeah, but Lindelof's quick enough. Like, he's quicker than Vidic. Like, Vidic was getting left in foot races. Fernando Torres had my man growing kittens, blood. Like, he was proper, like, having kittens, bruv. When Torres used to torment Vidic because of the pace. Like, you're not ripping Lindelof like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's quick across the ground.
He's quick across the ground, bruv. Do you know what I mean? So, I think that we have something, and they're young as well. They're like 24 and 23. Come on.
Respectively, exactly. So, to give you a straight answer to that, yes, I want to see them as a centre-back pairing, but with the question marks over Bailly's fitness, I would still invest in a centre-back. Is that what you're saying as well? You agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Man like Said from the fan cams, you lot know Said as well. Said give us a question. Will given squad time on squad rotation to players like Lukaku and Sanchez cost Man United's chances of top 4?
Bro,
good question.
It could, man. Like, I think we'll get it anyway, but I feel like there's going to be ups and downs because we have to play dead food like Lukaku and Sanchez. I think Sanchez is the only player that's shown me he hasn't improved under Oli. He looks awful, bruv. Like, he looks like he's got about as much pace as one matter now, bruv. He's got no pace. He's not confident to go past players.
Even the runs he's making, he was just getting in Pogba's way. His spatial awareness on the pitch doesn't look there. Yes, he will always have a touch so he can control the ball. But in terms of creating and just being that guy, even him running off the shoulder and being through on goal and stuff like that. Like Pogba, for me, he should have an option of Sanchez getting on the end of through balls as well as Martial and Rashford.
Sanchez needs to play down the middle. I don't understand why he's persisting with Sanchez on the left. I really don't.
Because we got Rashford through there, though,
man. But then you
Rashford's
just rotate
proved at
them,
the moment.
You rotate them because Rashford could have gone out to the left.
But he wants the interchange, though. He wants that, like, he wants the fluidness. I just think Sanchez don't have it anymore.
In the middle, bruv, and Rashford could have gone out to the left because other than the goal, like, Rashi, like, didn't have a great game. He just did what he needed to do. But Sanchez is a better finisher. If you get Sanchez in the box, bruv, he's clinical. You saw he went round the goalkeeper and dinked it in. Like, he's still got that cuteness to his game. And we need to get him on the ball in and around the box, bro. He just cuts in and tries that stupid dink.
He's far away from goal all the time, all the through ball, all the time, the same thing.
Trying to dictate play and that, and you don't have them passes in your locker, bro. Like, you're not good enough to do that.
The way I see it finishing with Sanchez, I see it being
a
sad ending. If not the summer, then the next summer maybe. Because he's on so much wages, that's the problem. You're looking at China.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You're looking at China. No one in the Premier League is going to touch him at those wages. And I can't see him going to any of the top European clubs.
Thing, bruv, in the summer. I think that Lukaku will still stay another season, unfortunately. But I think Sanchez is done out.
When I see Sanchez, I want to keep believing that there's a player in there. But I just look at him and feel like he's like the ugly duckling. Like, you know, the one who's just separate from the group. Looks as if he maybe doesn't fit in. Looks as if he doesn't catch jokes with everyone.
The pictures and training and the videos, everyone likes him. But I just think that he plays on a different frequency to these man. Like, do you know what I mean? I feel like the badge is just too heavy for him, and I think he's trying way too hard.
And he's lost it as a player as well. Like, he's lost elements of his game.
I think he's declining, but he still thinks he's got it. You know,
because his mentality would always be the same because of the type of player he is. But it's like his legs can't carry him.
You know, like them old boxers that are done, but they still think they got it. They go through training camp, then they get knocked out, bruv. And then they're just like, you know what, like,
I can go again.
I can go again, bruv. No, just retire, bruv. Like, that's what he looks like, them punch-drunk boxers.
But is it back to our fault as a club, though, when we just kind of had a knee-jerk reaction to even sign him in the first place? Because I have to admit, I was gassed when we did sign him.
I don't think it was a knee-jerk reaction for the simple fact that he proved himself in the league. We weren't buying an unknown player. Like, we were buying someone that was proven.
But were we buying someone that we didn't need?
Yes, of course, but we didn't need him, but fucking Snorri, the bus driver, thought we needed him because he wasn't playing, like, he didn't believe in Tony, bruv. Yeah, I mean, Tony hit bench. Like, the first game Sanchez played, Tony was on the right wing and then Tony got dropped.
It's crazy when you think back to them situations.
He didn't believe in Tony.
One of them sold, he would have happily sold him.
He didn't believe in him. He tried to sell him for 2 summers straight, so he didn't believe in him. That's the only reason why we got Sanchez. So Sanchez is the fault of the last guy, bro. Do you know what I mean? He shouldn't be at the club. He shouldn't. We didn't need him. If he went to City, he wouldn't be getting game time, just like Mahrez ain't getting game time. He would have been their problem. You know what I mean? And that's what happened.
Yeah.
We should have bought Mahrez. That's who we should have bought.
Listen, thanks for that question there, Saeed. That's a good one. Handsome_just says, think you guys should talk about the starting 11 we should go with against PSG. By the way, best show on YouTube, hands down. Thanks for the love, bro. PSG game, man, coming up. We spoke before we started recording, just in general conversation, and we're both confident that we can beat them at home. Why
just
not?
Don't play Phil Jones, blood.
Go on, and 1 to 11. Then what should the team be?
Well, it should.
No point starting with the keeper.
It should be our best back five here, which is Delo and Shaw on the wings, because Ashley Young is a liability, but he will play. Like, I think that was Ashley Young's worst performance in the United shirt, the game that we just saw. He was woeful.
He was also poor against Burnley as well. Loads of crosses, none completed. But
I think this one was the worst I've seen, bro. Like, he couldn't even get like little 5-yard passes.
Yeah, kept giving the ball.
Giving it away, like.
So
I think it'd be. I would play the lot.
Same centre back pairing.
Yeah, the same centre back pairing.
Same midfield three.
Same midfield three, and it has to be Jesse, Rashford, and Martial. That's it. That's our team. Our team, on paper, should really pick itself. It should pick itself. Obviously, the deviations are with Phil Jones and Ashley Young because they tend to come in. But other than that, I think our best 11 picks itself.
I agree that I think a lot of you lot at home would agree with that as well. I can't really change too much from that. Apart from the Delot thing, I don't know if he's got the full backing of Ollie and Mike yet. Feeling just because he's young and he's still and I can't see them unless there's an injury. I think that he might even go to Valencia because of the game that it is. But I wouldn't want to see that. But I just see because it's such a big game, Champions League under like PSG. I can't see them trusting him.
Ashley Young's been so poor. Like I would rather see Valencia than Ashley Young in this game, to be completely honest, because. Like, it's been horrible.
It has. Manu FTW says, do you think instead of buying youngsters, we buy players in their prime so we can give players like Chong and Gomez, a chance? I
see that. I can see arguments for and against that. Do you know what I mean? I think Chong, Greenwood and Gomez deserve chances, bro. Do you know what I mean? But then at the same time, I think certain positions like the right wing position and the centre-back position, man, have to buy man that are ready to come in and do bits now. Like I see we're getting linked with Sancho and that, But for me, if we bring in Sancho, to replace Jesse Lingard, like, is that really an upgrade? Like, not really. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the Bundesliga, like, it's dead food, bruv. I've seen more examples of players coming from the Bundesliga and not doing shit in this country. Look at Keita at Liverpool, all the gas. What's Keita doing? Do you know what I mean? What did Mkhitaryan do? Do you know what I mean? Aubameyang's come in, and he's doing well, because he's a box striker and Arsenal create chances. So he's scoring, bruv. Do you know what I mean? But actually...
Sancho seems a very good player, though.
He seems a very good player, but he's not starting for Manchester United in the Champions League quality already. He's not even starting for England
But if he's starting for Dortmund in the Champions League and playing against Bayern and they're top of the league... Is he not having an argument that he's showing that he can do it?
Because they don't play Bayern every week, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Them man are playing flipping Red Bull and flipping, you know them ones, blood. Man are playing Kaiser and that, blood. Kaiser FC, blood, and them, man. They're not playing real skeng, man, every week, innit? Like, see the thing in the Premier League, you can go and get tucked in at Bournemouth. Like.
Of course.
You see what I'm saying? You get tucked in at Burnley.
I think he's a good player, though. I would take him at Man United.
Yeah, so would I, but...
Because he's only 18.
Yes, but that is why I'm saying, what is the point? If man spend peas on a Jadon Sancho, like 60, 70 M's...
You'd rather get ready-made for that.
I want ready-made for 70 M's.
But then would you get the longevity out of that? Because that's the argument of you...
I don't care about longevity. Do you see how much money these man turn over every year?
So just go and get what we need
I'll buy a man that we need now for 2-3 years, because in 2-3 years' time, Greenwood's ready.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, Chong's ready. Gomez is ready. We need a man that can do a job for 2-3 years until these men are ready.
Over paying 50, 60 for Sancho, who we could have for 10 years, though.
Exactly. Offer him 10 years and he steps on these man's toes and it means that they don't get a chance. Do you know what I mean? Because for me, Chong's good enough, like, to at least be a squad player for us. Do you know what I mean? Mason Greenwood is a bad boy. Do you know what I mean? He's good enough to wear that number 9 shirt on his back. Like, for years to come, he's that good. Man think Rashford's good, you need to watch Greenwood, because Greenwood's a next level to Marcus Rashford.
Both feet, unbelievable finishing.
Next level to Marcus Rashford.
I just want to see him given a chance at in professional football, top level.
And for him to be given them kind of chances, we have to bring in proven men that are worth it, or else there's no point. Because if you look at Sanchez and Lukaku, are on big money, they got big reputations and they're not really doing shit. And they're in the way of our young players coming through. If you're going to have man in the way and stopping these man from progressing, at least make it be worthwhile. Make it be good players, innit?
Well,
like,
you know what?
I'm buying squad players. We don't need to spend 50 million on a Fred.
This comes into our next question from Saeed Ahmed.
Yeah.
And Saeed says, another Saeed, he says, do you think we need a backup striker? For me, I don't want to see a player playing for Manchester United if he looks like he slows our progress down. Hashtag Lukaku out. Hashtag playing with sliders.
Yeah, but this is it. Like, all he's doing...
So you'd rather just, sell him?
For what Lukaku's given us at present, I'd rather see Mason coming off the bench in the last 20 minutes because at least he'll run for us. Do you know what I mean? You saw that chance in the Leicester game, bruv. Ashley Young's down the right wing on the ball. Lukaku's screaming, he wants it to feet. There's 3 man around him, and he should have ran into the channel, bruv. Man looked like he'd blown out of his arse. He'd been playing for 5 minutes. Man looked like he'd been playing for 95 plus extra time.
The fans were going mad around me included.
95 minutes plus extra time, it looked like Lukaku was...
And he was throwing up his hands and that, and instead of chasing down the ball because we need it, and 2, you already made the wrong choice by wanting it there. You should have wanted it to play off you, but again, he doesn't back his own ability.
Man looked like he was pulling a sled, bruv. You know what I mean? After 5 minutes on the pitch. And that's what I mean. You're better off in them situations bringing on Mason and saying, bro,
run at man.
You got 15 minutes. Just work. And he'll run his arse off, bro.
Yeah, same with Chong as well.
Yeah. That man will just run. You know what I mean? Even if they do nothing else, they'll run, they'll give you an option. You don't even give you an option. And he is stifling the progress of real ballers.
I agree. Mikey _Allen 91. There's kind of 2 questions on this topic, so I'll read them both to you before you answer. Yeah. Do you think that if we end up out of the top 4, we will still get quality players? And Peter, it's too long to read his handle, says even if we don't get top 4, would you give it to Ollie? So the first question, let's answer that one. If we don't make the top 4, will we still be able to attract the quality players?
Yeah, we know that we will, bruv. Do you know what I mean? It's not about that. Man signed Pogba in the Europa League, cuz. Do you know what I mean? If you can get Pogba in the Europa League, you can sign anyone in anything. Do you know what I mean? Man got Zlatan and Pogba in the Europa, blood. Understand? Man went to the Bundesliga, took the best player in that league, Mkhitaryan, that year. Took the best player in France, Zlatan. Took the best player in Italy, Pogba. On paper, these men all were the best players in their countries. And in the Europa
forgetting all of that, we are still Manchester United Football Club, PLC.
So even if man finish 5th, we're still bagging who you want to bag because the prestige is back.
And money talks as well. We've still got more money like the Tottenhams if they might finish higher than us.
This is it.
You know what I'm saying?
And people want to play for Oli now. People are looking at the way we're smacking teams thinking, yo, like, I want to play for these men now. Whereas before, it wasn't that. Do you know what I mean? So I think yes to both questions.
On the second question, for me, even if we don't get top 4, would you still give the job to Ollie? Absolutely. If we carry on in this vein, don't get me wrong. I keep saying there is a lot of time for this to go wrong. We're coming up to a very interesting period playing against some very difficult teams. Now, this is me thinking the worst. We could lose all four games in the month. Could be catastrophic. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's still chances for this to go wrong. But if Ollie keeps going the way he has, and we miss out on top 4 because we lost 1 game and we missed out by 3 points or even 6 points, I can clearly see the direction that we're going in. And I almost think we're just about to enter into the kind of land of no return, which is like where we've gone so far under this Ollie reign and the players have bought into it. We've got players signing contracts. We've got the fans back on board. The performances. We almost risk the fact of where we could really upset the apple cart if we don't give him the job. Even if we do, because I think the players would probably want him to stay. I think if you ask them today, I think they would say, do you know what, training's good, the way we're playing's good. I think
like Martial and that, bruv, like, if you see the picture with Ollie, bruv, and the way he's shaking his hand and that, my man signed on the premise that, yo, I want this guy here. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. I think these guys have bought into what he's doing, and I think to bring in someone else it's very risky now, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if we don't make the top 4, if we don't make the top 4, it's not his fault, regardless, because he's already overachieved with what he's done. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's come in and hit the ground running.
It's a good dilemma for Man United to have because, we don't have to give Ollie the job now. We've still got thinking time. We've still got planning time. So why? So I understand that. I understand why they haven't come out and just given it to him off the back of these 10 games. I get that. Or was it 9 games? Is it 9 or 10? I forgot. 9, 10, whatever it is.
I think it's 10, 9
wins. And then 9 wins and then the draw. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, losing count because we're doing that so well. How many times have we done that before? Losing count of the wins. You know what I mean? But, yeah, A, they don't have to give him it. And B, we can just see how it pans out. We can see how it pans out. But like I said, I do think that there could become a time where it's kind of like there's the land of no return, where if they don't give him the job, it will upset more people than it will make happy. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Even if we do go and get a Poch. That's how I see it. There's a couple more questions here. I just need to unlock this, yeah? Sorry, guys. Never see this in the middle of the videos. Right. Another one says, as is BPL says, what do you make of... what do you make of Paul Ince's verdict over Solskjaer? I'm going to give Rants this one.
Bro, man like Paul Mince, blood. Dead food. Mince, blood. You prick.
He seems so bitter, didn't he?
You're a prick, blood. You're a prick, bruv. Let me tell you why, yeah? This is what man said. Man, I have to get this up, innit? Because he's a prick, fam. He goes, I could have gone in and righted the ship at Manchester United, blood. The only place, yeah, that ship would have gone is down faster than Mo Salah, yeah, in a porno, blood. That's what would have happened. Look at this, yeah? Macclesfield, sacked. Blackburn, sacked. MK Dons, sacked. Notts County, sacked. Blackpool, sacked. You're a dickhead, bruv. What do you mean you could have righted the ship, bruv? Like, where's your ship? You're dead food, blood.
Sheer bitterness.
That's what you are. You're nowhere. You're no one. Why am I even giving this guy a platform, bruv? As soon as you sign for Liverpool, yeah, your opinion on United is void. You can fuck off.
And that's what it is. He's not a club legend, how Ollie is, because he went and got paid for Liverpool.
You're a punk, bruv. Like, you got dashed out the club, yeah. You got bitter. You came back. You know what I mean? Went to Liverpool, called yourself the governor. You couldn't manage a fucking Sainsbury's local, bruv. You couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Man,
it's that classic thing. It's that classic thing of,
dead
anyone can do that. Anyone can do that.
Anyone but you, bruv. With your credentials, bruv. Bare man with no credentials talking shit. You ain't done nothing, blood. Do you know what I mean? So when you're trying to discredit Ollie, yeah, what have you done, bruv? This is it.
I think that puts that to bed.
That's it, bruv.
100%, 100%. All right, moving on. That just got shut down real quick. Paul Ince, bitter. You definitely couldn't have changed it. And yeah, you hear what my man here says, man. Simple as that. Calvin Reed, he says, do you think we can beat PSG, and do you think we have a realistic chance at silverware this season? Absolutely to both of them.
Yes, that's it, brother. I said even before we got Ollie, I think over 2 legs they might be too much for us, but I think we're gonna beat them in one of the legs.
I think at home, I think we can get a 2-1 or maybe a draw, but I do think we're gonna win. My prediction for that is a 2-1. My prediction seems to be 2-1 for everything.
I think
but
we could 3-2 man at home. You know them ones that I think we could just outscore them, bro. Because I think on the counter attack, we're a madness.
And then go over to there and get at least a draw.
Yeah, we're a madness on the counter attack, bro. Like, I fancy us to score everyone we play.
And they're saying, obviously, Calvin Reed here saying, and do we have a chance? Of course, look, we've got obviously Chelsea in the FA Cup next round. We see that Chelsea are indifferent in form. Yes, it's at the Bridge, and even though we got a draw against them last time under the other guy and should have won, we still never get a lot of W's at the Bridge. It's always that place to go. Ground for me. But the way everything's going with Ollie, could you really put it past him going there and winning? Look up, we dealt with Arsenal, dealt with Tottenham. You know, why not? Why not? And, you know, Chelsea fans will look at it and think, yeah, we're going to end their reign and all that. And, all right, that's up to them. We got Higuain now and all that. But listen, the way we're playing and the confidence we're playing, absolutely we can have a chance of beating them there, or even take it to a replay.
Yeah,
you know?
they've definitely got like a favourable return against us at home.
Will he even be able to play in the FA Cup?
He got in.
Yeah, because he hasn't played in nothing.
But we're Imodium FC, blood. We stop runs, innit, blood. So it's got to come to an end sooner or later, blood. Man, I stop the runs, and I think we can beat Chelsea there. And if we beat them there, then we can win the cup. Do you know what I mean? It's that simple, because it's only them and what City left in it. So
whoever wins this game has got a very good chance
of winning, bruv. Like, you would have to say they've got a 50% chance of winning, whoever gets through this game, innit? So that game will be the big game. It depends on what Chelsea turns up. One thing I do know is it's not going to be the fucking snorefest that the FA Cup final was last year. That was disgraceful.
And surely Jones will not play against Chelsea.
No, it's one of the worst games I've ever been to, bruv. That was my first fan cam as well on the United stand, bro. My first one. Back in May. Like, it ain't even been that long. You know what I mean? It's mad.
And look how much has changed in that
time. This is it. It was a disgrace, that game, and we won't be seeing a game like that anyway. Sorry ball is still a bit up in the air. Heard man locked man in the changing rooms.
Sorry ball.
Sorrow ball, bruv. I'm telling you locked them in the changing rooms, bruv, and was blowing second-hand cigarette smoke on them, blood. That's what I heard.
Man's doing a Joseph Fritzl on them.
That's what I heard, blood. I heard, bruv. Man had the Benson hedges out, bruv. That's what I heard, bruv. I don't know.
Real fag breath in his rant, bruv.
I was using Hazard's boot as an ashtray and that, blood. That's what I heard, bruv. I just like, yeah.
Also, Chelsea fans, and I wanted to troll Chelsea fans a little bit here, because I saw Higuain's second goal where he scored top bins. Bruv, that was a deflection. It wasn't even that good a goal, bruv. know what I'm saying? Hit off man's shoulder
but it's
or
fine anyway, bruv. Like, man, I want to see Higuain in big games, blood, because he likes to hit the crossbar a lot, blood. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what he does in these dead food games, innit?
Oh, I love it. Cue all the Chelsea fans right now in our mentions, in our comments, and cue them if they beat us. And you know what? The FA Cup thing is one thing against Chelsea, which, okay, cool, we want to win. I'm not going to try and discredit it just in case we lose. But they might have to come to Old Trafford for the real important game, which is obviously the one in the league. Because even against Arsenal, I did say, yes, it would be great to get one over on them, and we celebrated it, especially with fun. But the league was more important,
and then we dropped the points at Burnley. Do you know what I mean? And I would have taken the L at Arsenal to get the 3 points against Burnley, bruv, because then we would already have been we'd have been joint points with Chelsea going into this weekend. Do you know what I mean? So
imagine that, man. But look, it's in hindsight. At least we managed to get a point out of it, and then, like you said, it was all about the 3 points against Leicester, and it will all be about the 3 points against Fulham. Thank you all you lot for the questions. It's been crazy. There was way more we could have done, but the show would be even longer, which, to be fair, everyone would want.
Yeah.
So maybe moving forward, we will have to start doing hour shows with these podcasts, man, because you lot are just loving it, and the love and support that you guys give us in the United States is fantastic. We haven't spoke since Martial officially signed last Thursday, sorry. Signed on the dotted line, you know, spudding Ollie,
Martial
all happy.
FC.
He was on the bench against Leicester, but I think that's because he's coming back from probably a little nick. So he should be ready for the Fulham game. But yeah, man, he signed 5 years as well. Ollie with his comments as well, he's saying that we showed that we believe in him. I convinced him that even though I might not be here, 'cause I like how he's saying that. It's not about me. I've convinced him that this club is where is best for his career right now.
Yeah, but he knows, bruv. No one's song gets sang more than his, innit? Like, that's it. He's the only individual player that his song rings out, whether he's on the pitch, not on the pitch, whatever, innit? Like, you know, blood, 50 million down the drain, bruv. That's the best 50
Tony
million
Marshall
that man has
signs
spent.
again.
That's it. That's the best 50 M's that we spent, bro.
That's signing in the January transfer window.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Amazing.
It is.
Do you know what I mean? That's probably one of the January signings in the history.
And even Martial himself, I don't know if you saw his interview on MUTV, but I watched it, and he said, you know, the fans, he goes, I just want to repay the fans. He said, when I wasn't playing well and things wasn't looking too good, they had my back, is basically what he's saying. And he knows how much us Man United fans love him. Like, the thing is with Martial is, I remember back when there were fans saying, nah, he's lazy.
Yeah.
He's not a United player, he's disinterested, he's this. Listen, you fools. Yeah.
You have to,
yeah, listen, you fools. Yeah. Him along with Pogba are our two best players, yeah, and obviously De Gea is what he is. He's a kettle of his own. You know what I'm saying? They're our best outfield players. So the fact that you couldn't see past the fog of, one, the system Tony was playing in under the other guy, two, the confidence he was stripping him of in and out of the team, and even if you look at his numbers and conversion rates now, they're still his conversion rates, and I'm not saying he's better than his are better than Salah's, are better than the Hazards, are better than the Case. Do you know what I'm saying?
Even
conversion rates with minutes to games ratio.
This guy don't miss chances. He just needs to make more because he likes the ball to feet. He doesn't run in behind, and he robs himself of tap-ins and that because he doesn't move a certain way. But Ollie even said, he goes, he's a number 9, bro, and he's the best number 9 at the club by far. By far,
but because of his ability,
adapt, because he's so good on the left.
It's like, hang on a minute, mate. Rashford can kind of, he's better here, so you can.
He's better on the left than Rashford is. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's better than Rashford down the middle too.
He's just better than him.
But he's just better than him. But because of that, but because Rashford is better down the middle than on the left, we have to compromise by playing Tony on the left. Yeah. That's what's really happening, innit? Because Tony holds the ball back to go better than Rashi. His finishing is ice cool. Do you know what I'm saying?
Ollie said he doesn't miss chances.
You don't miss. Ollie said that, and Ollie's a man that used to bang goals, and he was like, yo, this kid don't miss chances.
And you know what I do like that about Ollie, though, because he was saying, look, for him, he got like 10 to 15 goals off right place, right time, Fox in the box. He wants Tony to do more of that.
Yeah,
and Martial, exactly, and Martial was saying, I can learn from him. Yeah. He'll show me what to do. I've got a lot more like learning to do. I can score more goals.
And he sent shots at Snoring as well. He was like, yeah, we like to listen to Ollie, yeah, because he's played the game. You know, that's what he said. He goes, he's played the game like he understands.
Don't you just love them little subliminals?
Yeah, them little ones. It's just like, yeah, man. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's all good. I signed a new deal and you're unemployed. That's what, man. That's what he's on, bro.
Job seekers plus, bro.
This is it, bro. So no, I love it, man. Yeah. Like I love it, man. I'm super happy he signed that. And the Herrera next, please, and David De Gea. We're good to go, bro.
Yeah,
we're good
definitely.
To go.
And Jones can just, go to the job centre.
See it out, blood. You can see it out, bruv. No new deal for Jones. I don't want Young.
Ashley Young, I mean, because I think, do you know what? It's interesting you say that. Because earlier in the season, when he was doing all right, I remember me and you kind of both said, we'd keep him for squad. He gets the passion and that, but the way he's kind of
he's deteriorating at such a fast rate, bro. Like, bruv, you know, like when Rooney just got shit, blood. Like Rooney didn't get like average. He was really good and then he was crap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what's happened to Ashley Young. Like, and now Ashley Young's just like, it's like time has caught up with him, innit? Like, that's what's happened. Like, life catches you, blood. Like, even Gary Neville said, I remember in his interview, he goes, I got roasted. I think it's against West Brom or something. And then he's like, bruv, I was sitting on the toilet here and I was thinking, cuz, I can't do this no more. You know what I mean? And it was all mid-season and that. And he was like, bruv, you know what, bruv? Like, you know what I mean? This shit was the best part of the game. Like, do you know what I mean? So I just think that Ashley Young is there now, innit? I think athletically, his body and that, he can still get up and down and that. Like,
just technically in his
brain. I feel like, I mean, if he was man have to redo the driving test and that, like, you know, it's like, you're a hazard now on the road, blood. Like, that's what I mean. He's a hazard, bro.
And on top of that, if we're Man United Football Club, bruv, like as Saeed says, that's his favorite. Blood, get me, Man United Football Club here. I love Saeed so much.
That's what I keep
but
saying.
it is true though. Like, if we want to be winning stuff and that, you look at the fullbacks of the teams that are better than us at this price moment. You know what I'm saying? Look at their fullbacks.
Leicester's fullbacks were better than ours. Both of them. Both of their fullbacks were better than ours. Yes.
They one made a mistake. Yeah. Day before.
No, day before. They were better than us, bro. Understand that. When I said, like I said in my post-match review, I said our fullbacks wouldn't have started for Leicester. Because, boy, you see the way Chilwell gets to that byline and whips that ball in. Are you mad? Do you know what I mean? Lukaku, would have been in there licking his lips, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? If Chilwell was whipping that in for him, bro. Because he gets to the byline, bro.
Cresswell's another good one. Bro. Robertson, another good. It's kind of like 3 or 4 better than
And that is where my criticism comes from, because I'm looking at, bro, when I look at your age mates and stuff like that, you're not better than these man, bro. And you're at Manchester United, you need to be. Like, when you look at our teams that won stuff, bro, like, most of these men that are starting for us wouldn't even make the bench. You know what I mean? So a lot of these fans, you man are actually, like, you've let Snorri in, like, actually bring your expectation down of what a Manchester United fullback is meant to be, or Manchester United midfielder is meant to be, or Manchester United number 9 is meant to be. When I say Lukaku's dead food, he might still go to a mid-table team, or like...
Yeah, people mistake that.
He can still go to a mid-table team.
But he's a professional. Look how many goals he scored.
He can still go.
But he don't fit into what we do.
He can go back to Everton now, Would he even get into Everton's team now? I don't know.
Nah, they ain't got a proper striker.
They haven't got a proper striker now, so he could go back to Everton.
Man, like tossing.
So he could go back to Everton and score 20 goals a season in all comps. Cool.
Which is fantastic for Everton.
Which is brilliant for Everton. But you see, when you're at Manchester United, just tapping the ball in is not enough, bruv. It's not enough. You need to be a top-level player. Player, all round. Not just you just do one thing well, blood. Do you know what I'm saying?
And it feels like it pisses me off the fact that we keep going back to it and having to keep explaining to some people who still think like they just don't understand what we're actually trying to say, like why he's surplus. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's why these men think that I've got vendettas against certain players.
You're just saying what you see.
There's no vendetta, bruv. It's just that I am looking at the club at the same level that I've always looked at it. Like, my gaze has not lessened. I'm not thinking, you know what, we're shit now, so like I shouldn't expect. We should expect that, because we're spending money, blood. We're spending more money than everyone else. We've got more money than everyone else. We're more attractive than everyone else. So why shouldn't we be attracting the best players like everyone else?
And to be honest, Ollie's coming in now and doing the same thing, putting us back on the pedestal that it should be, and saying to man that, you know, this is how we should play. Bro, this is how we should approach every game.
Man, you're wearing suits to away games. Yeah. Ollie come in and said, bruv, I'm not surprised we won, because we're United and we're meant to win every game. That is what he's come in saying. Whereas the other guy was putting other teams on a pedestal and making us feel like, maybe we need to worry about them. We need to be cautious.
Even before we started the season, it's going to be difficult and all this
I don't have a centre-back. It's going to be really hard.
Wait, Rants, stop. We're talking about the other guy. Let's stop.
The other guy?
Let's stop. Because we're not giving no airtime to you.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
He should just be a pundit. Get out of here and a shit one at that.
Go play golf with LVG, blood. You know what I mean? Go play golf with LVG.
Listen, we've come to the end of the show, man. It's been a great show. Again, lots of topics. And we're just going to keep taking more and more of your questions. Like, literally, I put a tweet out earlier today, which we do before every show, nearly 100 responses, man. We can do a show just off that.
In the space of like an hour.
Exactly.
Like, do you know what I mean? Hour and a bit.
So if you guys got any ideas for what you guys want us to talk about and topics, keep them coming in the day before the show, and I'll always put the tweet out. Get at me on my socials, Flex UTD, Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you guys hit me up on Facebook as well. Rants.
At Rants and Bants on Twitter and Instagram, and also on YouTube. Make sure you sub to that.
Sub to Rants and Bants, man. You know what I mean? Coming with the A1 content, consistent as well. And obviously, get at United Stand across all the socials as well and all the platforms, yeah? Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, United Stand. We're growing in numbers, in views, in popularity, and it's all because of you guys, and we just love giving you guys that A1 content, man. That's what we're here to do. And listen, we roll on. Fulham. Oh, wait there. Fulham. Prediction?
Just a W, bro. That's my prediction. I think, should we give them a goal at home? 3-1? Well, yeah.
I'm going to go 2-0.
Yeah. I think it'll be by 2 clear goals. I think it'll be 2 clear goals. 2-0, 3-1. Either way, when I get in a W, bro.
Yeah, and that is the main thing, because Chelsea play City, and I envisage them losing that. So we should be, fingers crossed, if everything goes to plan, we should be in the top 4 positions with some difficult games to come. Chelsea still to come to us, Liverpool to come to us, City to come to us.
But you know what? They have to come to us, and I'd rather have the points on the board than have the fixtures ahead, because anyone can die in the Premier League, bruv. There's not foregone conclusion that Liverpool and them are going to come to OT and not hold smoke, because they could. But we need to get the points.
We do, and I'm sure we will. Guys, let us know what you guys think in the boxes below in the comments. Peace.